Seeing as most of my followers are now women over 50 like myself, let's have a chat. Of course, you're welcome here if you're not a woman over 50, and you can listen to these book recommendations, but I would really recommend these books, especially at this time of year, because I think traditionally and generally women fall into the people-pleasing role, and I think that women over 50 have perhaps had a lifetime of it, where they've even been people pleasing in terms of how they look, not just in terms of their actions. And so I think these are really important, actually radical books in some instances, which will bring you back to yourself, fill your own well, and just remind you that you've got to put yourself first before you can actually give to other people as your whole self. So here are some really great books that I recommend. So this one's called Destination Fabulous, and Anna Murphy is a UK-based journalist. This is quite a concise book, quite an easy read, and she is just talking about how we just value youth so much in our society, and actually in other societies they value age and wisdom, and she kind of challenges those notions of age and also the industry which perpetuates this idea that you've got to be young because it's a billion, trillion, perhaps dollar, pound industry. And so it's a really challenging read in terms of what we think and what we just carry on with, even dyeing our hair. And she's got really sort of practical tips and suggestions for how to bring yourself back to the present and how to appreciate being a woman over 50. This one, Women Don't Owe You Pretty by Florence Given. I listened to this on audio, and she's also got another book called Women Living Deliciously, which I absolutely love, and I've listened to it on audio at least twice. And again, this is quite a radical book because it's challenging the notion that women have to sit around and look good for men, which has been a traditional narrative. And again, she's giving you hints and tips into how to be the best version of yourself and not worry so much about what other people think. Florence Given is a young writer, but she is very much worth listening to and reading. This one, Happy Sexy Millionaire by Stephen Bartlett. I really love Stephen Bartlett. He's a self-made millionaire. I'm not sure if he's a billionaire yet, but I guess you could call this a business book, but actually I think the title's slightly misleading because the nub of it is how to live in the present, how to appreciate what you've got, because that's how you will actually become a millionaire. And so I think he just, again, gives lots of advice on life, how to live in the present, how to be the best version of yourself, how to have confidence, how not to worry about what people are going to say, how you're being looked at. And again, it's a really simple book to read in chapters, and I've listened to this on audiobook. And then surely you've heard of this, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I adore Mel Robbins, and I listened to her podcast, and this is now a very famous best-selling book, and I might listen to it on audio. I read this last year when it came out, and it's just about trying to let people be who they are, which is difficult, especially if you've got big families with people who have different opinions perhaps and different ideas of how you should live. So again, it's full of hints and tips, practical ways to live your life to the full and to let people be who they are, and then you can in turn be